Welcome to the Skill Builder session on metric units and prefixes relating to mass and volume. In this session, we'll be looking at units of measure, SI prefixes, and finally the relationship between mass and volume. The session is intended primarily for biology, chemistry, medicine, and pharmacy students. In the SI system, the unit for mass is the kilogram, and the unit for length, and hence also volume, is the metre. However, the metric system also uses the litre as a standard unit for volume, being equal to exactly 1,000 cubic centimetres. In medicine, pharmacy and most laboratory practice, litres and subdivisions thereof are used as the default unit for measure of volume. In the SI and metric systems, the quantity of a substance is expressed by the use of a prefix. These prefixes apply to all units of measure and provide a means whereby any quantity can be specified on the human scale, typically with a numerical value between 1 and 100. Each prefix refers to a greater quantity than the prefix below or a lesser quantity than the prefix above. Thus, a milli will be 1,000 times greater than a micro, and a pico will be 1,000 times less than a nano. In laboratory, pharmaceutical or medical practice, you will typically encounter and need to memorize the values of the prefixes kilo, milli, micro, nano, and pico. However, it's worth also knowing the values of the prefixes deci and centi, as these sometimes feature in numeracy tests and exam questions. Different methods have been devised to help memorize the value and order of these prefixes and can be followed up elsewhere. But whichever approach you take, it's essential that you develop accuracy and confidence in using and being able to convert between prefixes. One important note: in medical and pharmaceutical contexts, the abbreviation mu for micro should be avoided, as it can easily be mistaken for m when written by hand, with potentially life-threatening consequences. Now, pause the video here and try to identify the correct answer to each question, bearing in mind that you'll need to convert between different prefixes in order to be able to check which answer is correct. Once you've finished, resume the video to check your answers. As we've already ascertained, 1 litre is equal in volume to 1,000 cubic centimetres. What's also true is that a volume of 1 litre or 1,000 millilitres of a substance with a specific gravity of 1 will have a mass of 1 kilogram. The specific gravity, or Sg, is the density of the substance over the density of water. Similarly, therefore, 1 milliliter of a substance with a specific gravity of 1 will have a mass of 1 gram. What we can note from this is that the prefixes for volume and mass do not correspond. That is, when applied to a substance, milligrams do not correspond with milliliters. Rather, milligrams correspond with microliters, grams with milliliters, and so on. Pause the video here to try and identify the correct answer to each question, bearing in mind this time that you'll need to think about the relationship between units and prefixes relating to the volume and mass of a physical substance. Once you've finished, resume the video to check your answers. Thank you for watching this Skill Builder session on metric units and prefixes relating to mass and volume, and how we can use these to calculate the mass of a specified volume of a substance, and conversely, the volume of a specified mass of a substance. If you'd like to follow up on any of the topics covered, please follow the QR code to book a one-to-one appointment with either a student learning advisor or, for support with more advanced topics, our Maths and Stats Clinic.